Listen to me, listen well. Hear the evil of Islamic rule. A book held high above the law. If you don't see danger, you're a fool. They call it peace, I call it hate. World domination is the plan. The darkness of the caliphate will break the soul of any thinking man. Your voice is treason, thought is sin. Your every loss is their win. Heed my warnings, my loud alarm. Don't fall for their deceitful charm. Resist it while you still can. I beseech you, I demand. Hold on tightly to this land. Resist it while you still can. Guard your voice and guard your mind. Freedom in this faring land. Beware the men who promise heaven while tightening the earthly chain. They will break your will with their swords. Violent bloodshed shall bring their reign. A law declared eternal truth is nothing but a tyrant's plan. For what cannot be changed by thought was never made for modern man. Resist it while you still can. I beseech you, I demand. Resist it while you still can. Raise your voice and make it known. Save your women, be a man. Who decides which words are crimes? Who crowns himself censor-in-chief? Gives zealots power over truth. Islam is the ultimate freedom thief. Remember this before too late. History obeys this evil plan. Barbarians take no city till someone holds the gates for them. Resist it while you still can. I beseech you, I demand. Hold on tightly to this land. Resist it while you still can.
A little bit of a Hitchens-inspired lyrics there, hope you noticed. Good evening, how the devil are you? Well, if you're anything like me, I am positively... I was going to say raging, but there's not enough energy for that. So I want to give you some top tips so you can stay sane. And these are your top tips. Number one, what are your kids doing at school? That's your first job. So I'm going to talk about something that I've decided is called nesting. And what nesting is building an area around you personally, that you're looking after. So first of all, you have to look after yourself, right? You look after yourself and your family and your house and your neighborhood and your town, like your kids' school come into sort of community, or maybe your parents, whatever it is, and then you just come out. So what can you do? What can you do for you and your family? You can find out what your kids are doing, find out what your kids are learning. You can find out who's kind of working in your, if your mum or dad are infirm at all, who's looking after them. These are the things you can do. These are the things you can do, right? Then you can start being a little bit aware. And this is all about you, right? This is all about you. So then what you're going to do is you're going to start raising questions about your local area. How many HMOs? Who's living in your area? Who's caring for people in the care homes? Who's caring for people like vulnerable adults? This is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be arming yourself with information, and then you're going to be asking yourself, why is it that you haven't got involved in politics? Why is it that you haven't joined a local kind of group? Why aren't you forming your own group? What are you waiting for? Now, not everybody is a born leader. Some people are not going to be any, like, you're not going to be very good at those things. Like, loads of people aren't, right? And that's fine. That's fine. But what are you good at? What can you do to save this country? So anyway, you're just going to keep creating, bigger, bigger, bigger. That's what you're going to do. Your little nest is going to get bigger. You're going to put more twigs in it. You're going to have more chicks in it to care for. And that's what you're going to do. So FOIs with your council, you're going to find out as much information as possible. You're going to use Google and whatever databases. You're going to join people. That's all those things. Has your area been circled? Is a question here. That's another thing you can find out. So I asked my council for freedom of information of how many HMOs are here. I don't live anywhere with like university or anything like that. So there's no reason that we would have students. So HMOs might be for children leaving care, for example. That might be an HMO. But you can find out about what that HMO is. You don't have to wait for somebody else. You can find out how to do these things and do it. Nobody is, as I said before, no one's coming. No one's coming. I participated in a really good space today that was kind of, when have we had enough? I mean, it should have been about 10 years ago. Do you remember, maybe it was the soldier that he killed, and there was a black guy with red hands and an axe, like a big knife. Can't think, like a chopping knife. That wasn't enough. That was a one-off. The 3 little girls, that wasn't enough. The man that I heard, the first things I was hearing last night was he had his eyes gouged out. And then the guy was trying to cut his neck off and shouting Allah Akbar. And people might say they've got mental health issues, but I don't think it's all Muslims. Or maybe I do. Meat Cleaver, thank you so much. It was Lee Rigby. So the guy, whilst he's standing over, sitting on someone who it's unconfirmed reports that it was a vulnerable adult who had just moved there 4 days ago from Scotland. I don't care about these people's mental health. I'm at the end of my sympathy for asylum. I don't care. I don't think it's okay to let a single other person in. Like, we're closed, surely. We are closed. We can't take it. We just can't. Like, if you're in government now, what are you thinking? Oh, it'll go away. Are you thinking it'll go away? Are you thinking it's not really that bad? It didn't happen to me. Are you thinking, I mean, I haven't heard them talk about a Cobra meeting. Do we even give a shit about Northern Ireland? Like, apparently it's part of us. But is it different because it happened over there? Are we sort of treating it like it's kind of Ireland? Because it feels like that. The way the Irish were talking today in response to this felt like they weren't part of us. And if we don't do something significant about something so barbaric, I mean, fucking hell, savages. These murderers are savages. But I just think we're closed. There's a reason most of us don't travel to Sudan or Afghanistan or Pakistan or India. Like, there's a reason we don't do those things. And it's because the places are shitholes and full of really shit people. Oh, go to India. Oh, why? So you can eat some shit from the streets, who cook with their feet and have rats crawling all over their food. Are we the same? Oh, Sudan. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, Somalia. What's wrong with Somalia? Oh, murderous. Terrible. Bring them over then. We had gay men killed in broad daylight, stabbed, killed. Hardly ever even got mentioned. Little girl in a park, killed. Just for no reason. Thank you, Tess of the Tuvervilles, for your £10. Look, I'm at the point I don't even give a shit if they. She says these are invaders, not refugees. I shall put her comment up. I don't even know anymore if I care. What they are. I just don't want anyone else here. If you are coming to this country and you are not bringing something that we need, and you are not a net positive for us, I don't think you should be here. Let's see if we can find Ayub Khan. I did quite well with this tweet. I don't normally talk about how well I do with tweets, but this was particularly great. And I'm going to play you what he said in Parliament. Although my computer is so slow. Ever since I had to do an update, it's terrible. While we're waiting for that, let me tell you about I don't think he was called Ayub Khan. So, in December, okay. Talk about not being able to read the room.
Many in the Muslim community are feeling bewildered, besieged, and absolutely beleaguered. When they exercise their democratic right to vote, and if the results don't go a certain way, they are accused of sectarianism. When they take to the streets to protest peacefully against a genocide, they are accused of hate marches.
I've got proper Muslim fatigue at this point. I really don't. If you don't like it, if you don't like the way the majority of a country behaves, there are plenty of places you can go and live. Like, I'm not going to go and live in Saudi Arabia because I don't want to live like a woman in Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't even go and live in Spain because I don't think the Spanish like us very much. I'm not really willing to give up too much of my culture. So I'm not going to go and live anywhere else. And I'm not going to give it up here either.
All the while witnessing not one, but two Unite the Kingdom marches.
Yes, come on.
There are open calls for their expulsion from this country with apparent indifference. And I asked the Home Secretary, what steps is she taking to protect this community from further alienation, and what message does she send to those who invite hatred against them?
I'm going to say this. If you are part of something within this country that you call a specific community, you're not part of this country, are you? You're existing within this country, but you're not part of it. You're not part of it. So I'm just happy for you to all fuck off. If you're not happy with this country, fuck off. If you come from another country and you want to bring your culture here, you want to bring your way of dress and yada yada, and you want all that, and you want special celebrations and special rules for yourself, fuck off. If you want to come here and be part of Britain, and you want to make the best of yourself, of your life, for your family, and you're a valuable asset to this country, you are more than welcome. And we all know people like that, right? But if you're going to come here and talk about how much you hate the British or how much we don't have culture, fuck off. It's just, I don't feel ashamed about the British Empire. I don't feel ashamed about being white. I don't feel ashamed about supposedly being middle class. I don't feel ashamed that we went all around the world and frankly improved many of the places. I don't feel ashamed. I don't. You're fucking lucky that we bothered to drop in on you. Like, I am not going to feel ashamed for that. We British, we English, but we British, we are fair people. We are pretty decent people. We've really shit on our own people for such a long time. I'm sorry if it's buffering. It's something really weird. Going on with my whole everything. But we're fair people. We're fair and decent people. If you come here and you make a good life, like, we're great. We like it. We'll take your brand new invented chicken tikka masala. We'll have a lovely Turkish kebab. We don't mind you having a little bit of your culture and blending in with us. We don't care. But don't come here and thinking that you can have the whole of Trafalgar Square for some special 50-year-old celebration of your blah, blah, blah. No. You can celebrate your culture in your own house, in your own small ways. No more state money. We're not going to have the police protecting you while you do your own little special things. No. It's over now. Sorry. It's over. You fucked it. You totally fucked it. You totally pushed us to the point that we just had enough. We just had enough. Don't want it. Just don't want it anymore. Like, there are people that really manage this very wonderful thing of coming to this country, feeling grateful that they're here, and bringing a little bit of their home with them, and kind of making some sort of fusion life, right? That's great. I know the ethnats are not going to like that very much, but I like it. I like it. I like the fact we got a Chinatown. You know what the Chinese haven't done over here? They haven't started stabbing anyone. They've not run through a whole Christmas market. They haven't told us to call our festival something else. Theirs is kind of a little bit of something nice. It's just, I don't feel guilt. You can't make me feel something that I don't feel. I don't feel guilt. And I also, and this is the nub of everything, the white middle class liberals are all like, oh, but maybe they just don't know that they can't rape like kids. Like, maybe they just don't know. They are like your ultimate slave master who says, I allow my slaves to wear shoes. Like, that's the relationship they have with other races. There is a school in Bristol called Cottam School that buses in children from a poorer area to an area where all the white kids that go to that school pretty much live in sort of probably £1.2 million houses. They live in an area of Bristol that's really, really expensive in comparison to like other places in Bristol. And they bus in these poor kids. And then what they do when they bus in these poor kids is they have lessons about decolonization and how we must deal with our fucking microaggressions. And they have like a special EDI, DIE shit. Oh, you are a man after my own heart. Jimmy Digital, Super Chat $9.99, middle class KJ, I'm a working class builder, have some fish and chips on me. Do you know, I could eat sausage and batter, chips, curry sauce, white bread with real butter, loads of salt and vinegar, chip sandwich. I don't say chip butty because we didn't say that where I came from in Somerset. So thank you so much. Even before I did this live, my son said, please can we have fish and chips? Super sticker, summer raisin, P4P, £2 per character doing a shake sign. I'm assuming it's saying cool. Thank you so much for your super chats. Like, I don't want to be that nice. I don't want to be so nice. I don't want to be nice at my children's expense. I don't want to be nice at your children's expense. I just, like, no. So at 7 o'clock tonight, there are protests across this nation. Like, the nearest one to me is Bath. I am tempted, but I think the traffic will be horrendous. But let's just remind everyone. In March 2022, Thomas Roberts was murdered by Lawangin Abdul Ramazi. In May 2024, Amy Gray was murdered by Nasseen Saadi. In February 2025, Harvey Wilgoose was murdered by Muhammad Umar Khan. Lainey Williams was murdered by Cameron Cheng. Barnaby Webber, Grace O'Malley Kumar, and Ian Coates murdered by Valdo Calacane. Lieutenant Colonel Mark Teaton was attempted to be beheaded by Anthony Essen. I wonder where he's from. Maybe he's from Sudan. Islam plans decades ahead. UK governments plan 5 years ahead. Miss Chocolate Celeste, thank you for your £2. And yes, you're absolutely right. Wayne Broadhurst, murdered by Safi Dawood. Katie Fox, murdered by Dejason Raphael. Alfie Lewis, murdered by Badia Sojafard. BB King, Elsie Stankham, Alistair Silva, murdered by Axel Rudukanaba Cabana. Rhiannon White, murdered by Deng Chol Majek. Henry Novak, murdered by Vikram Digwal. And this person here, I said, do many racists, I think he means so. God, what a difference from 2018. Do you know what, mate? Let me tell you this. If you do something, oh, David Ames MP, thank you so much. And I don't think we've named any of the Manchester bombing victims, but this is like the last 3 years. I think people being murdered on British soil by barbaric savages, that just does tend to make people a little less okay with certain people from certain places. That's what happens. Talking about it is not divisive. Witnessing it feels pretty fucking divisive, doesn't it? And we don't have to ask why. You don't need to know why. Right? Why? I mean, it's ultimately it's currency. But we can take it back. You can take it back. But you have to get off your ass. You have to behave like social media doesn't exist. Because for most people, social media doesn't exist. Like, you might have ladies sharing family photos on Facebook, but they're not really on Facebook for anything. There's so many people that are frightened to speak. So you have to find a way of reaching them, and it is going to come down to you. Here we go then. J2 the Joseph. I'm assuming you're a bloke. Do I like Muslims? I think I have a fundamental issue with people who forgive and appease and apologize for a man who raped a 9-year-old. So, do I have a problem with Muslims? Probably. Do I have a really big problem with Islam? And does Islam have a problem with the people that follow? Yes. Is it a dangerous ideology for the followers? Yeah. Is it really, really bad for women? Fucking hell, yeah. Oh, you look like a man. I think we can all have a little. I think you probably are a man. I'm gonna say you are a man. If I'm racist, then fine. I lived in Nottingham for years, and the racism shown to white people is appalling. I went like this is the grift, right? If you want to make some fucking money, you start a little charity for some shit. Don't start a charity for white women. You can't. Although this, I'm going to say this to you all. I would only do this to provoke, because I don't actually think that this is necessary. But I went to the Nottingham Women's. It was a Women's Day, and that's where I was kicked out. And this was the conversation of everybody. This is the I'm Jennifer Ann. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows who you are, Jennifer Ann. What a weird thing to say, Jennifer Ann. No, don't know you. I have no idea who that woman is. Anyway, so I've lost my I've lost my place. So she's asking, maybe it's a she, he, they. Anyway, if you want to make some money, so I went to this Nottingham Women's Centre, and in the Nottingham Women's Centre, there were all these women's charities, and there were loads that were just for brown women. And then this woman came up and she was like, oh, I'm a black woman and I'm the first black woman, whatever role it was. And isn't this wonderful? And then this other woman, she's the first black woman. And that other woman, they're the first black woman. And we're so underrepresented. And I just thought, you've just introduced 3 black women that have all got these leading roles, including one complete muppet. I mean, this particular woman seemed very articulate. She probably deserved a job, but I just thought it was interesting that she had to go, oh, I'm the first black woman. Whoever you are, J2 the Joseph, I have no idea who you are. But I will look into you if you claim, I don't think, I mean, maybe I've met you. I don't think so. And there's just this thing. And then every charity was like, oh, this is a special domestic violence charity for brown women. But, you know, brown men aren't violent. Brown men don't say anything about brown men because they're not really violent. But we do have these charities specifically for women because they're violent. Like it's just such a nasty grift. How can you be dealing with women's violence and then decide that that particular bit of all that money and all those grants, you can imagine they must get great big fat checks from the government, and all these grants for them because they're doing like fucking lentil clothing knitting in Uganda or whatever. It's just so bad. It's just so bad. So it's such a crazy thing that we people from this United Kingdom, whose ancestors are also from this United Kingdom, for some reason, we are supposed to feel guilty. We are supposed to think it's okay that these women have got these groups that can actually actively exclude us. That's fine. That's okay. It's not okay anymore. It's not okay anymore. I'm just going to ignore some of the comments. Let's see what else people are saying. Dusty says, don't feed the troll. Quite right. There we go. Let's just, I don't mind being called a racist. I really, it's been such a long time that nobody cares about being called a racist anymore. I don't care that the Guardian said I was a far right agitator. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, I am going to love you and leave you, but I'm going to show you why our country is in such decline. I think you can agree with me that this is on the money, this particular song. But look, get involved. Get involved. Get involved with someone or something. Just do it. You absolutely have to do it. You have to join a political party. You have to go to some meetings. You have to attend some protests. I mean, maybe, you know, one of those things might be your thing, but just do it. Just do it. So, if you can do the right thing, because who the hell else is going to, then I promise we will win. If you can keep speaking, even the stuff that might get you into a bit of trouble, I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Well, because I never lose.
They told you fields were just a stain, men who worked year after year turned to villains, and nothing dear. Tractors rust in silence now, hands that fed a nation's need branded cruel for sowing seed. And every voice that once was strong was softened, bent, or told it's wrong. You learned to doubt what you could see, and call it progress, call it free. Falls, not with fire but whispered calls, telling you you're something bad for loving things you always had. They turned your home into a ghost of everything it valued most. Now you stand and bear you'd never lose. Your family bonds, they broke into fractured villages and community. The town's empty without immunity. Stories twisted, lines erased, roots cut out and left to dry, while no one stops to ask them why. And every doubt you pushed aside was labeled wrong or fear or pride. So you stayed quiet, played along, and called the silence staying strong. This is how a country falls, not with fire but whispered calls, telling you you're something bad for loving things you always had. They turned your home into a ghost of everything it valued most. Now you stand and barely know the place you swore you'd never lose. And maybe it was slow by design, 1,000 cuts across the line, no single moment you could blame, just looking back and not the same. You traded truth to feel at ease. Now the mirror shows a face that doesn't recognize this place. This is how a country falls, quiet streets and empty halls, people taught to stand ashamed of every root from which they came. Oh, England, how I love you so, your history and all I know, the sorrow and tears I cry. say goodbye. This is how a country falls. Quiet streets and empty halls. People taught to stand ashamed of every root from which they